Alright, let's talk about it. I should start off by stating the obvious here. I have grown up with GTA. I bought a PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 3 just so I could play the new entries. I've beaten all these 3 games at least 10 times each and spent hundreds of hours in MTA, Multi-Theft Auto, the GTA San Andreas multiplayer mod on PC. I was 8 years old when I played GTA Vice City at my cousin's and 10 years old when I started playing GTA San Andreas on my dad's PC at home. And well, I never looked back since. Why am I telling you this? Not to brag or be arrogant, but to let you know where my thoughts and feelings are coming from. I adore these games. They're the reason why I made my PlayStation name Gtamen and why I still use that name until this day. So to say that these games have a special place in my heart would be an understatement. And well, it's very fair to say that I'm not the only one. Rockstar had the impossible task of trying to please an audience that is filled with nostalgia and childhood memories, a legacy of 3 games that changed gaming forever, in particular GTA 3. Now, 20 years later, they're trying to capture the same magic again but make it look and feel more modern while still trying to make sure that it hasn't lost the souls of the original games. And judging from what they've shown during the reveal, it's looking surprisingly good. Primarily when it comes to the world though. The characters are definitely on the weaker side of the remasters. Some characters look totally fine. Others either had the wrong angle or Instagram filter applied. My first reaction to the trailer was that I was thinking that I was watching a fan-made trailer that had used a bunch of mods like so many videos that we've seen before. My second reaction couldn't help but think about Fortnite. But I honestly feel that the overall original design of the characters was definitely kept in mind well enough.
You should lose a few pounds.
We have to keep in mind that these games were not only PlayStation 2 games but also have been transferred to a completely new engine. The lighting choices within the screenshots and trailer could very well be the time of day and touches here and there with some editing software magic to make it look more colorful and or appealing. If you look at the improvements made to the worlds of the 3 games, it's very obvious how much these games are benefiting from the new engine and the enhancements applied. The lighting inside of GTA Vice City's iconic Ocean Drive makes me wonder how the village people will look inside of Malibu and how these Cherry Poppers ice cream van will lure the not so unsuspecting customers for some white gold. The importance when it comes to these games is that GTA 3 will still have its dark and gritty feel, GTA Vice City will look like Vice City, and GTA San Andreas will have big smoke memes in better quality. Flying Kitty needs to make a living after all. All jokes aside for a second, judging from what we've seen from the screenshots and the trailer, I'm fairly confident that these games will still have the right kind of vibe to it and feel that there's a lot of negative responses to the trailer from people that were expecting Rockstar to revive a couple of dead people, repair some broken relationships, and tell everyone to get into a motion capture suit so the game could look like Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC. This, however, is simply unrealistic. These games were never going to be remakes, and that's okay. The games will still have their iconic lines, the same iconic soundtrack, and the same number 6 with extra dip. There are, however, some concerns and questions that I have because we haven't seen some actual gameplay just yet. The sounds of the guns, the cars, and most importantly, the soundtracks of the games. If Rockstar were to improve the ambient sounds of the games, they'll be okay, but I'm not sure how I'm going to feel when vehicle sounds and handling are going to be changed. And the same also applies for the weapons as well. It's this kind of dilemma that not only Rockstar has to deal with, but we as fans will have to ask ourselves too. How much are we willing to give up from the good old days in order to have these classics improved? They were PlayStation 2 games, sure, but if the GTA 3 Banshee suddenly sounds like the one in GTA 5, I personally am going to feel like I'm not playing a true remaster to the original game. It's a very conflicting feeling. I want these games to look and feel like a game released in 2021, but I also want them to be a game released in 2001. And I think that's what a lot of people are going through right now. We played these games for hundreds if not thousands of hours and know exactly the feelings we get when playing these games. We know what it's like to walk across the beach of Ocean Drive in Vice City. We know what it's like to drive and steal that Banshee from the car dealership in Portland. But we don't really want to lose that feeling. We want to grab our Tech 9 above Sweet's house and start firing that and make it sound like it's one of the worst gun sounds you've ever experienced in gaming if you started playing this game for the first time in 2021. But for us older fans who've played the originals and have played it as much as some of us have, it's going to be a very tough pill to swallow when a lot of these things that we cherish are going to be changed. And I think Rockstar will definitely realize that, and hopefully they won't change anything too drastic. But at the same time, again, the conflicting feeling is like, yeah, sure, like that was the original games. But we also want to have like a bit of a improvement to them and make them feel like they will stand the test of time. It does, however, become a little bit difficult because the original games are no longer for sale. And obviously it would be a cardinal sin if they were to touch anything when it comes to do to the soundtrack of the games. But wouldn't it be cool if they were to add a few more songs to the mix as well? Or would it kill the vibe of the game again? Man, this is hard. So all in all, I am pleasantly surprised with the way that the remasters have turned out. The games have gotten a significant upgrade, are sold at a reasonable price, and we won't have to wait for it for too long. I'm personally really looking forward to get my hands on these and get to feel the changes as well. If you are too, subscribe. Plenty of videos and of course the comparison between the original games and the remaster coming to you starting on November 11th. But with all that said and with all that done, that was it for this one. Thank you so very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you really like what you see on the channel, consider becoming a member. Like Chloe, Robert, Alus Fire, Captain Price, Shakulu, Madman Dakota, and Dr. Strange Love. Join them and the other fellow members by clicking the join button down below. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all later.